The sun is up and it's a beautiful day today. Hello everybody, this is Edward and we are back playing Minecraft yet again. I'm so sorry I've been away, but now that I'm back, let's have a great time together, huh? That would be fantastic. I would love that. Oh, I've been so busy lately and the whole world has been going through this absolute madness, don't you think, with this coronavirus that we're going through? Oh, dearie me. Let's just hope that the smart people who are working oh so hard are able to find a cure and a vaccination and can do all this stuff and do all their research, and these doctors and nurses and all these hard-working scientists, bless each and every one of them. Thank heavens we have them helping us to get through this horrible, horrible situation. Look after yourselves, please. Oh! Hello there. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's okay. We'll get you a job one day, villager. As I was saying, yes, look after yourselves, because it's, I don't know, I've read so many conflicting reports about, who the ratio of those who live compared to those who don't, and any death is one death too many, so look after yourself, whatever you do. Stay safe, keep well, eat well, get enough sleep. That's the one thing. Why did I make a gate? I was trying to make fences, but almost made a whole heap of gates. Lucky I didn't do the shift-click spam there, otherwise I would have had 100 and something fences. Gates, not fences, to worry about. Ah, dearie me. Anyway, glad to see that my village is doing okay. It's feeling quite nice here. We've got lots and lots of iron golems patrolling, so many so I just can't count them, and I wish I had enough name tags. I would name each and every one of them, and that would give me an idea of how many we had, but until we find a way to make name tags, unfortunately I cannot name them. Oh dear. Well, what have I been doing? I've been working very hard, and I haven't been feeling the best. Don't worry, I don't have corona or anything like that. I've been a little bit under the weather, and yeah, it's been keeping me very, and because I've been so busy and I've been worrying about everyone else that I've been looking after, it has been a bit stressful lately. And this might seem a bit morbid, but I just really wanted to put a graveyard in next to the church, just as a bit of decoration, but I need to find where to put it, and I'm thinking maybe there's something I could do here, but this big lump of soil, which is covering up the top of the skeleton spawner, isn't doing the... Sorry, just got distracted by the chicken. Isn't making it look very nice. I'm hoping that my miracle chicken is still alive and well. Let's go have a look. Is my miracle chicken around here somewhere? We've got plenty of eggs, which is nice. The chickens like their little coop by the looks of it. Where's my miracle chicken? Oh, there we go, miracle chicken. Safe and sound. That's got an iron golem hanging out, making sure the chickens are okay around. Man, there's got quite a few chickens in here. I don't know if I should break these eggs in here or oh, okay, I didn't quite make that jump. You know what? I don't think I can. That's okay, I'm just going to go out the main gate here. We'll see if we can spawn... Oh, one chicken off the bat. And... that was it. Okay, 1 out of 16. Well, we got one. I didn't want too many chickens to spawn anyway. Back to the, where are we going to put the... I don't know why I'm coming down here. I don't really want to be down here. I'm just trying to think if I could lower this down a bit so I could put the graveyard here. But you know what? I'm thinking the other side, where that kind of pathway just becomes that big splat there. I think I might put the graveyard here. I'll terraform. I'll put all the soil up one, and I'll put the graveyard there, because I got a feeling around the back and around to the left side of the church, when you're looking at the church on this side here, it doesn't feel quite right. It doesn't feel open enough. But let's have a... I don't really go up here all that often, but I would like to check it out just from the top view, just to see what things look like. And yeah, look, I've got a feeling it's going to be quite close to those. Yeah, just there. I've got a feeling it's going to be quite close to the sheep and the cattle, so I may have to move them somewhere else, because this mound just... I don't know what I'm going to do with that big mounds there, but I need to do something with it. Dearie me, it's just absolute chaos here, isn't it? Never a dull moment. So yeah, okay, I've decided it. It's going to be over that side. And is that villager trampling my... You see that over there, way into the distance, where the the pumpkins are. The villagers jumping up and down and trampling the crops. You know what? I can't close the door. I'm going to go and investigate the damage that this villager has done. Excuse me, coming through. And the sun's going down. I bet you, you know, I need to teach this naughty villager a lesson, but I bet you he's going to be gone by the time I get over there. Right, so yeah, I went to the shops today. The shops were busy as anything. Yeah, look at that. They're destroying my village. Well, you know, I think I'm going to have to gate this area off because look. Oh, well, nowhere to be seen. They did oh no. Oh well, these things happen, don't they? I'll get more seeds, and to be honest, they've been doing a lot of damage here. It seems that they don't like the pumpkins. Well, dearie me, what has the world come to? These people are unemployed, and they got too much spare time, and so they go around destroying things that don't belong to them. Now that's not very nice, and I don't know what we can do, how we can reprimand these individuals, but I don't even know if we can identify them. But I couldn't see them. They look like regular villagers to me without a profession. So they say, there we go. If you gate, you know, idle hands. What was it? I've now forgotten the saying. I was going to say a saying that I know oh so well, and I couldn't remember it. Devil makes work for idle hands, something along those lines. Anyway, I've got the 4 gates. We'll close that area off. So yeah, lots of people out at the shops today. Absolutely crazy. We went shopping with my wife, and had to go to the hardware store to get a drill bit because I need to do some drilling in the side. Got to drill through some concrete. That's a story for another day. And I've also I had to get some groceries. So the wife and I went shopping. There were heaps of people around, even though this whole deal about the coronavirus, you know, keep indoors and don't go out unless you absolutely have to. Well, there's tons of people every which way, so everywhere we went. So yeah, it felt very strange that I just realised I made a mistake because was it coming back to the scene of the crime? Okay, there we go. I need to make another 4 more gates. Now I'm doing it. Look. You can't look out. You need to shoo off, Mr. or Mrs. Because, you see, I'm about ready to tell you as well. And you're an employed worker. Goodness me. I mean, I shouldn't be saying that the unemployed villagers are going to be just destroying the place. That's a bit naughty of me. But goodness me, goodness gracious. I would think better of you too. What? Ooh, okay. Pumpkins grow back relatively fast, it seems. Yeah, so people every which way. Went to the shops and did some shopping, but if everyone's just continuing on like life is normal, then yeah, I'm not surprised the virus is spreading so much. I mean, to be honest, the cafes and all the restaurants have closed down, but that's not really stopping people from ordering food. And I mean, I'm still going out. I always walk the dog at night. But that's usually when no one's around, and she prefers it at night too, because there's less cars, and she gets very anxious when there's cars around. So I walk her at night now at about, before I go to bed, at about 10 or 11 o'clock. And what's funny is one night, maybe a couple of weeks ago, I was walking along, and it is quite dark where we are. It's a very dark area. There's not always street lights around, and there was one area where there was a street light, and I was about to cross the road with the dog, and I saw there was this huge shadow where the light was shining. There was a huge shadow that was kind of creeping across the road, and I thought this massive beast was luring up behind me, and turns out it was a possum on the power line. I looked up and it was crawling across the power line, and because it was so close to the light, it cast this massive shadow that was dwarfing me, and it scared the absolute bejeebus out of me. So yeah, that happened, and then it happened again the other night, and I looked up and sure enough it was a possum casting a massive shadow. But oh, they're adorable. The possums are absolutely adorable. Lovely little fellas. And I've had to rescue them. They've fallen through our skylight into our home, and they're very cute. And of course, they're very shy of us. At least during the day they are. I'm told they become these wild beasts at night, but I don't know how true it is. We do hear them fighting in our roof, which is something that we don't want to have often. Have possums. We don't want possums in our roof all too often, but they are. And It's, oh my goodness me, pumpkins growing everywhere. But yeah, so that's what's happened the other night when I was walking the dog. Nothing else really to report, though it is getting colder, and I'm finding myself needing to wear, because I'm wearing my pyjamas, I'm not too embarrassed. You want some pumpkin seeds? There we go, you can cook that into, oh okay, I guess you don't. We need a baker to bake, we need pumpkin seed bread. Very nice to eat. Oh, while I remember, thank you everyone so much for your comments. I read each and every one of them, and I do love them. Each and every comment I get, it fills me with so much joy and happiness. You have no idea how much I love to hear back from you guys. Yeah, it's just because I don't reply doesn't mean I don't read it. So, wait, did I say that right? I hope I didn't use a double negative. I read each and every one. That's what I'm trying to reiterate here. So, oh dear, excuse me. Boy oh boy, talking so much, I'm starting to lose my voice. Right, so we've blocked off the fence, and now I need to go make myself that graveyard. And, I look after an elderly gentleman. Me and him, we do lots of things together. I help him do shopping, and I help him around the house, and he's a lot of fun to be with, and I'm very fond of him, and he's a nice old gentleman. And what's funny is that he loves to go out, and usually we go to the shops, and then he'll get a cup of coffee, and he always insists on buying me a coffee, and I keep saying, no, you don't have to, it's okay, but he always does. Bless his heart, he does. And he always tells me it's rude not to accept gifts, but I'm thinking I can get my own coffee. It's like, no, it's rude to not accept gifts. So I feel bad, but I accept the coffee, which he does so generously buy me. Or not coffee, he knows I don't drink coffee, but I drink chai latte, and he always buys that for me, and I'm always very thankful. So with this whole coronavirus going on, as I don't know what it's like for other countries, but in Australia we're not allowed to, all the coffee shops are open, but you can only get takeaway. Tables, you can't have tables, you can't sit down and chat, you have to take your coffee and go somewhere else, I guess. I'm not too sure. Take it home or sit in the park, I don't know. Just as long as you're practicing social distancing, that's one thing that they're certainly advertising a lot of. You've got to keep away from people, apparently, which is, I see a lot of ads for it, but I don't see too many people practicing it. I don't intentionally try and stay. Oh no, I do try and keep my distance from people, but I'm not avoiding people. I'm not like I don't know how to say. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm not intentionally trying to be rude and stay away from people. So anyway, so the story I was telling, this old person I help look after, he's still adamant that he wants to go out and buy coffee and enjoy himself and have a hot drink with me. And he knows, he's very stubborn in his ways, and he knows that he knows that cafes and coffee shops don't have tables anymore. The problem is, though, that won't stop him. And so the last time him and I went out to get a coffee, it was takeaway only, and it's like, yeah, fair enough. And it's like all the tables and chairs were put away. The problem is this coffee shop was attached inside another shop, and this other shop had display sets for outdoor furniture, including tables and barbecue sets and chairs and just like patio chairs and patio tables that are easy to clean, and they've got that kind of waterproof cushioning. Sorry, I'm just putting down the gravestones here. Not that obviously no one. Actually, no, villagers have died from that horrible raid that I had, which was an absolute shame. But you know what? What kind of graveyard would it be without gravestones? Anyway, so we went to this coffee shop. We ordered our usual drink, and the sweet old lady, she remembers us, and we don't even have to order it anymore. She knows what we want whenever we go there, and so I'm just waiting for this grass to grow back so I can do that right there, so that way it looks like that the grave's been filled in. But I'm not too sure how that's going to work. And when I put in a proper road, it will look less like a road in front of a stone. But I want to have it fenced off as well. Goodness me, this graveyard is the place to be. I guess I wasn't setting a good example. I was jumping all over the gravestones as well. So anyway, I was with the person I was looking after, and we ordered our coffee, and it was like, well, we can't sit in this cafe because there's no seating. It's all been packed away. The tables are on top of each other. We can't sit in the cafe. And he was like, well, that's okay. We'll just sit over there in the outdoor furniture. And I was thinking, oh, good grief, we can't do that because A, we're not supposed to sit out in public like this because of the coronavirus, and B, this is furniture that's on display for people to look at, not for us to sit at. But he was very determined, and I didn't want to say no, because it's best that I make sure that I don't get him excited and have him kicking up a stink, because he is old. So it was like, okay, we can do that. You know, I figured if they've got a problem with it, the manager will come and tell us to move. So we did that, and we sat down. He also bought himself and myself a piece of cake, which, again, coffee and cake. I know, I'm living the dream, aren't I? And I'm thinking, oh, goodness me. So we're there drinking coffee and eating cake, and to be honest, we got over halfway through our meal, our cake and our coffee, and eventually, it's a very big store we were at, but eventually a manager did come up and was like, you can't sit here, this is not a seating area for people to eat, and there's no eating full stop anyway. So yeah, so the person I was looking after said, that's okay, we're going. The manager left, and he said, don't worry, we'll just sit here for a bit longer and finish off what we're eating and drinking. It's like, oh no, we're never going to be allowed back here. And we by the time we finished, I looked over my shoulder, and the manager was kind of keeping an eye on us. But you know, I got up and was kind of looking like we were getting ready to go, and it was okay. We ended up leaving, and we weren't told off. We're usually at the shop anyway all the time, so I'm hoping that they remember us. But I should probably have said to the manager that it's not always easy to negotiate with my client. I shouldn't say client, with my friend. So yeah, that was a thing. That happened, and you know what? It survived. We survived. Any which way. Okay, so we're going to finish off this. I'm just getting a nice view up here. We're going to finish off this graveyard, and I probably need to get rid of the that hay there. But I just need to figure out what I'm going to do with the torches. So I'm just going to put them in between for now while I think about what's going down with the torches. And while I finish off this bit here, let me just talk to everybody at home, everyone who's listening. One thing I want everyone to know, and I want you guys to realize, is just how short life is. It is extraordinarily short, the moments we have on this earth, and it really... I dealt with anger issues a lot, and it was all internal. It was internal. It was anger at myself, at circumstances in my life that I just wasn't happy with, and quite frankly, just feeling like that I'd missed out on so much. And I held this anger on in myself for years and years and years. And it's hard for me to admit this, because I want this channel to be nothing but positive and love and good energy. But I feel like this has been a part of me, but it is no longer a part of me, because there came a point where I realized that the only person... Whoa, sorry, the door's going crazy over there. The only person I was affecting was myself. The only person I was hurting was myself, and I had to let go of that anger and that frustration. And I guess it all came from this desire to control, this desire for things that I didn't have. When really I was focused so much on these things that I couldn't see the most beautiful and precious things I had in my life at that time, because I was so focused on the things I didn't have. Anger is a very dangerous emotion. It is a part of being alive. You cannot blame yourself when you are angry. You can only blame yourself how you handle that anger. And if you handle it in a bad way, or in a way that that you're not going to grow and learn from. It is a part of it is a part of us. It is an emotion like all others, and it is something that we cannot deny ourselves, in the sense that we cannot pretend not to ever feel anger. I'm sure there are people out there who live every day who barely even know what it is. But then there are others who go the complete opposite way, and that's all they know. For me, when I came to the realization that I just was not happy with myself and I didn't want to be like that, I took the steps needed to let go of it, to come to terms with it, and to accept it. And when I began to accept it, I could then move on and see the beautiful things that I had in my life at that point, and what I have now. Of course I get angry at certain things. I'm only human. Like if my computer decides to break down and not work while I'm trying to record a video, anger might be a bit much, but I'd still get frustrated. It's all part of life. It's all part of the richest, I can't even talk anymore, richest experience of life. But it's how we also deal with that anger. My goodness me, where are all these eggs coming from? It's how we deal with that anger. Okay, well, I think the graveyard is really starting to take shape now that I've got... Oh, glowstone. You're selling glowstone very cheap. That's a nice price. Yep, well, I think I might come back to you one day with some emeralds and buy some glowstone for you. That'll save me from having to go to the nether. I've got a feeling today's episode's going to be a bit longer because... Oh, I'm sorry! I just whacked the man in the black apron. Oh, dearie me. You stood in front of me just as the mason. You stood in front of me just as I was about to break the... I'm sorry, mason man or woman, mason person. Goodness me. I hope they're not angry with me. Well, the iron golems aren't ready to strike me down, which is nice. And there wasn't any thunderclouds coming from above the head, so hopefully they realised it was an accident. Life is filled with accidents. That's for certain. We all make accidents. All part of learning is making accidents. Just want to see if the cows are interested in the blocks of wheat. It appears not. Okay. Well, you know what? Hello. What have you got here? Oh, yes, I remember you. I bought the bell from you. The one that's up there in the church. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this graveyard. I got the little I don't know if I'll put anything on the tombstones, but I got the little flowers in there, which I think are nice. Kind of like the remembrance flowers that people leave on tombstones, on grave sites. Anyway, that's enough from me. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Remember, life is so short. Spread love. Remember to have peace within yourself and around you. Surround yourself with those that you love and give them all the love you have. Take care, everybody. Much love from myself. Goodbye.